So again, looking at your territory, the decision has to be made how you're going to go out there is how many times do we go back into that neighborhood and canvass? Well, if you're tracking smartly in your neighborhood, a lot of times when you're doing that and you're exploring, you're searching, you're going to find more great territory to canvass than you ever thought. And that's one of the great benefits of canvassing, is that you're more exploring the territories and the opportunities that you can canvass. But what I suggest is probably going back in a neighborhood twice a year in the same neighborhood. And usually most communities I'm in, wherever or towns that I'm in canvassing, you have probably enough to do that. Sometimes you have so much territory, it could be a year before going back in there. But that doesn't even say, even if you don't and you want to go back into a neighborhood, you can go back in a month later. Because half the people you canvass usually aren't even home. So you still have more opportunity. And you just simply say, we're doing so much work, more and more your neighbors. That's why we're coming back out here more and more. So that's kind of the suggestions. Kind of a side note, I've actually gone back into a neighborhood the next day and polled more leads than the people that were in there the day before, just because I was going back in there. Maybe I was catching people that weren't home, or maybe how I was producing leads or asking for them, I did a better job at it. But it didn't really matter that I went back out there the second day. But usually a couple times a year is, I think, a fair amount of time to get back in there.
Chris receives countless questions like this one at his AskTheCanvassKing.com website. The two most common questions he gets are, how can we improve our canvassing results? And how many leads should a canvasser produce per shift? Unfortunately, neither of these questions can be answered in under a minute. If you've ever asked yourself either, then at the end of this video, I'll tell you about two resources Chris is making available that will answer these questions completely. Chris Thompson is the Canvas King. His 5-step canvassing program is the #1 door-to-door lead generating system being adopted by companies around the country right now. Companies who implement Chris's techniques are turning their results around virtually overnight with his system. They're seeing improvements in the quality and quantity of the leads their canvassers are generating. Leads are resulting in appointments, and appointments are converting to sales. Chris's system is the result of his 16-plus years experience developed from taking his own startup home improvement company to over $2 million in sales in the first 2 years, predominantly with leads generated from canvassing. Chris has a real passion for, even a sixth sense for canvassing. He's the only canvassing consultant who actually has his feet on the street in the neighborhoods, canvassing right alongside canvassers of private clients who bring him in to train their people. Today, Chris devotes 100% of his time exclusively to coaching companies on his canvassing system. With the change in the economy and people staying in their homes longer than ever before, the demand for home improvement products and services has grown exponentially. The success companies are experiencing with Chris's 5-step canvassing system is rooted on the foundation of some basic fundamentals. The fundamentals I speak of are the subject of two resources Chris is making available to you. The first is a video DVD titled The 5 Reasons Companies Fail Canvassing, and the second is a detailed report on understanding the numbers that make canvassers successful. You can discover more about these two resources and request them at the address shown here.